Hi, everybody. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. No matter what time you're watching this live recording, I have a message for you, as usually, something that comes up through the work I do. I am trying to help cultures, intercultural, international relationships to thrive. And today's message is not very positive or very uplifting, but I think that truth needs to be said, and nobody is going to win by lying to ourselves or lying to somebody else. You know, you can't really win in life if you trying to avoid the reality. I mean, it sounds good, but when you avoid the reality, you stay exactly where you were. So, can you guys hear me well? Hello, Robert. Hey, Lance. My day is going great for the most part. So, um, what do we do in a situation when you have to do a lot of learning? I am personally learning that most men do not want to learn and do not want to apply their knowledge. It's I feel like maybe I should stop this channel because what is the point of me sharing all these things? You know, when you guys listening and saying yes, but then when it comes to reality, you just want to keep lying to yourself. So, hey everybody, I have a full room of people today. So, welcome, 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 everyone. So, the name of this video is why or most men will not succeed in Ukraine finding a wife. And this is true. Most men who watching this broadcast, most men who making the research, most men who talking with women on the websites and kind of dreaming about beautiful Ukrainian women will not be successful. I will be posting today some of the insights for my Patreon only club because I go into personal detail there. I just not ready to share publicly, and I just want people who support me to know what situation to avoid. And even though I shared similar things, but that is a particular situations that's going on. So if you are on my Patreon account, make sure you check out. Oops, this evening you're gonna have some story. I'm almost crying in that video because I just can't take this anymore. But okay, most men looking for Ukrainian women because they want to be lied to. They want to hear you guys. Feel free to comment. You know, we all want to be at times delusional about who we are, and that makes the perfect. You are the perfect material for a scammer, because when somebody tells you things you want to hear, if you do not feel those things yourself, you are going to fall a victim of a scammer, just as women do. You know, women who are not very pretty or don't, even if they're pretty but they don't have the confidence, um they can fall to any kind of predator. You know, when man comes and he tells you, oh, you are so pretty, you are so feminine, oh, I need my tea right now. um Gosh, I can't speak. Guys, I might have to come back because I don't know. Don't know if I can speak now. But okay. So when men tell you all this, women usually just fall for it. They close their eyes for obvious, and they just fall for the man's lies because the they finally hear from somebody that they are pretty, that they are beautiful. Well, I'm learning that men are just as susceptible to lie. They want to believe in things. They want to feel good about themselves. And my advice to you, if you want to feel good about yourself, make sure you put your life together, that you don't need to hear uh, um, those things. It's like, oh, I'm gonna be your lifetime friend, or we're gonna be friends. And guys, I want to tell you, this video is not targeted at any particular person. I work with many people, and it's basically just a generalization or a summary. So just please relax, because every single day I get letters like, Veronica, can you please stop talking about me? I'm not talking about anybody unless you pay me. I'll talk. If you pay me, I'll talk about you, and we will talk about your particular situation. Okay? If you had not paid me, don't worry about it. So, because it's just would be unfair to other people, and plus I only talk about somebody in particular if the person asks me, can you please talk about this? Yes, Aaron, that's exactly true. You're a business guy, so you know what I'm talking about. It is funny. So anyway, most of bad things are happening, guys, because you just fail to recognize that you are being manipulated, and you fall for those things because you don't really think you are all that. If you know that you got your life together, yes, maybe you have some, it's things are not absolutely perfect, but when you get your life together, you don't get so attached. You don't get so attached to people that tells you compliments. Like, for example, I want to share with you that sometimes I have people who contact me and they completely flatter me, and I know that I am not on that level yet. I do understand that certain things needs to be improved and so on, but I understand exactly the love bombing. I get letters from people who just um, do this whole thing so in order to manipulate me. But also there is another side of the coin. I get letters that tell me that I'm completely incompetent, that my language is terrible, that I am I can't remember now, because I know it's not true. I can't even remember those offensive words. I don't even sometimes delete those bad comments because I really don't care, because I know that isn't true either. So be very careful when somebody is love bombing you. I start to think maybe I should make a video on Meghan Markle situation, because it's so clear and obvious what happened to any woman that is have any. If you know women, you know exactly what happened in that situation. It has nothing to do with the race, has nothing to do with the kingdom. Somebody had a plan. That's all. That's all you need to know about that situation. If you have any critical thinking and you know how things work, you know exactly what happened there. But from the Meghan Markle in England, maybe will make a video. Some people ask me to make a video on that, so I'll think about it, because it is so simple and so easy to understand. But we're talking today about why most men will not be successful in Ukraine. Most men will not be successful finding a lady in Ukraine or any other country that is known for feminine women, or even in US, because there are some feminine women still here, even though they are not celebrated, they are judged in the United States for being quote unquote weak. Uh, Most men would not be successful because even though you listen to all these videos, but you don't have a capacity to learn. People tell me, oh, I love your videos, I love this and that, but then they reach out to me and I understand that there is no work done, no critical thinking applied, and it's just going to be yet another year and yet another round of dry pockets, because even though you listen to this, but you were raised, a lot of men were raised in certain mentality, so it's really hard to learn, okay, I don't just buy flowers and say here, or I don't just walk on the street and I see a beautiful girl and I just come and I don't even know how to start talking. I'm trying to impress her in the wrong ways. uh, a lot of men listening to my videos, but they just do not practice or apply the knowledge. So that is very sad. And there is nothing I could do, but Ukrainian women who value themselves, they would never be with a guy who is illiterate and does not have manners and doesn't have good etiquette and all of that. So unfortunately, well, first of all, most men do not get up from their couch. They plan to visit maybe once a year, and that will not it's not enough to create a genuine connection. It's just not. And some men, of course, have busy careers, they cannot travel, but it's also it's impossible. You know, when I met my husband back in time, you guys know, some of you know my story. Maybe I'll make another video on that sometime. It's kind of hard to make it right now. I can't. So if he would be coming to me once a year, I would forget his name, his face, and anything about him. He was coming to see me every couple of months, and we were going strong. It was immediate, and you know, he really only knew me for a very, very short time, but we had that instant trust, and we met in person, physically. We had chemistry, we had all kinds of things happening. So it wasn't this thing of, you know, write me letters, you know, or, you know, wait for me a couple years and things like that. So if he would not be persistent, if he would tell me, you know, my job does not allow me to travel, I would just forget. I'm not going to give any of my time to somebody who can't even see me, who could not afford to be with me. And it's just about creating that bond in trust. It's about creating some bond and trust. And a lot of you guys falsely believe that you can create bond via emails or letters. I am so tired of explaining. You can research some of my videos. I think one of the video called "Men Don't" or "Women Don't Fall in Love with Letters." You have to understand that women who are in this business, they are a lot smarter than you. First of all, relationships are the female area of competence. Men usually, they usually try to, you know, they just do whatever, you know, whatever. You know, men don't go to school to learn about relationships. Men try to avoid to go and talk about it, from my experience at least. They just think that they somehow just happen, and it's just one of those things that just happens, right? So look at me getting mad, guys. I feel so much frustration because uh, with all the hours I put in my videos, and you know that of course the YouTube videos are free. Really, you can learn a lot without even you know, ordering any of my services or consultations. And I'm gonna raise my prices. That's what I decide. I'm gonna double my, you know, what I charge, because I can no longer take this. So unless you really want to know something, just use the free videos, and good luck. Because there is no point of wasting each other's time. There are certain dynamics that you do not know and you're new to it, but I deal with them every day, and they are exactly the same. It's like a copy, you know, when you have a blank the copy paper, and a lot of men hoping that they're gonna be some uniquely different. My channel is not for uniquely different. My channel is for people who follow some common sense and don't want to be fools, and want to reach their goals. So if you're uniquely different, this channel might not be for you. Wow. Finally, you guys can see my mad face today. That's how an angry... No, I'm not angry, but it's just so frustrating. Seriously. So, most men are not going to be successful. Most men not going to get from their couch, or they have busy careers. So it's just an illusion that I'm going to meet somebody. But relationship is this thing that you build, is this thing that it's a big commitment, guys. You know, sometimes that's a wrong time. If you are very busy in your career, you probably won't be able to do certain things. um if you think that it's gonna be like a lazy bride, you know, that she will come to you, um please don't call me and cry. I talked in detail about this in my video for the Patreon. Today, what happens when she comes to you, quote unquote. Um, so you are in for some learning that will save you many thousands of dollars. Okay, Tanya Webb is here. Tanya, Tanya is saying, I got to my husband very easily. I came here myself to meet him for the first time. Well, how did you come? Did you have a tourist visa or did you have a green card? Because most 95 to 99% of Ukrainian women do not have visa or green card, and they tell that they do, and so the sting begins. By the way, Tanya, we should maybe record your story, because I know you're here in Michigan, and I'm trying to help guys to be successful and to meet good women, and to do their best. A lot of times, also, it's about the etiquette, it's about understanding the culture. A lot of men are dreaming about having a feminine woman, a woman that is different than most that they meet. So, but they're not willing to learn how, masculine and feminine energy works, how. They go for women that do not want them, even with money. They go for women that just tolerate them, sort of. And year after year, it's the same story. But even when they meet a good lady, they forget that in Ukraine, these women who are in this area, they are looking for. They are looking to be treated with certain respect, and it doesn't go for the 50-50 rule. um, they um, they want a gentleman, they want a man, they want a providers, they want a man that takes care of things. A lot of men are hoping to get a woman, like I just listened to a story of a woman that basically came to help her husband to pay the bunch of debt. And so he showed her as if he had some money, but when she came here, she was working, and most of her money were going to pay his debt. Yes, he was taking care of the household, but uh, she was going to work to pay off his debt. Guys, don't be like that. It's embarrassing. That's not what real men do. What masculine men do, what the traditional men do. If you made that debt, you have to be um, you have to be responsible for it. You just can't use this little gentle women's hands, and just these delicate beings to pay for your mistakes or for your past. And it might work for a while, but if she's more masculine than you, if she has more drive than you, if she has faster ability to learn and to become successful, she's going to lose her attraction to you and your interest to you, and you're still not going to be successful in this area. If she is stronger than you, she doesn't want you. If she is more ambition than you, she does not want you either. If you're making her work to pay for your mistakes, if you want a traditional woman, but yet you want her to do work for you, to buy the airfare for you or to take care, um, of things, it's not gonna happen. So you have to decide, if you want to have a partner in American Western part of way, uh, you will be much better off with a local woman. Once again, if you want a masculine woman, um, that takes care of things and gets her share, pay her part of the bills, you are much better to be with a local woman. You have a lot less troubles, and if that's what you need, go for it, because you would be very unhappy otherwise. Anyway, guys, the point is, a lot of guys, writing me letters, sending me messages, and sharing their struggles. And um, if you want to change in your life, you have to be willing to change. If you don't want to change your ways, if you not gonna treat your lady as special, if you cannot travel, if you do not have possibility to learn good manners, one thing that it's really awful to me personally is the manners of people. It's just unbelievable how casual, I think in America they call it casually, when somebody treats you casually. Well, we don't do casually. If you don't treat it as special, it's just not gonna happen. um it's just not. You might become just a victim of just another scammer. If the woman put up with your BS, um, it means that there is something is wrong. A woman with a high self-esteem will never put up with that. And most of guys are investing in the websites and letter writing, just really investing in their illusions that will never become reality. Because Ukrainian women do not live. Okay, Tanya, you're here. I hope you're still here with me. Would tell me, please, would you be waiting for your husband to see you? I know you were the very lucky girls that actually, 1% or 5% of people who can somehow get the visa. But if your husband would be writing you letters 9 months a year and coming to see you, once a year for a week, would you see as a man? Like, would you just sit there, and, oh, my darling, another email. Oh, I can't wait to open it. Yes, because I can make love to an email. I can go out to a restaurant with an email. I can go shopping with an email. I can, go and enjoy the email and have a conversation with that email. Yeah, I'm taken. So I just want, because you're a female as well and you're here, would you wait for a guy that writes you every day but sees you once a year? Honestly, just honestly, um just tell me, okay? I actually live near Lansing. I think you live somewhere near Detroit. I live near Lansing, which is sort of like mid, they call it mid Michigan. So I'm about 20 minutes from Lansing, Michigan. East Lansing is very close, Michigan State University. So yes, we should meet sometimes for coffee, but we can also record something for maybe share your story if you want to, of course. But a lot of the men who think uh, that, okay, Dash 545 is saying it's very risky to invest to pursue Ukrainian women. You can lose $20,000 easily without getting good return. Dash 545, great nickname. Are you talking about online pursuits, or you talking about actually going to Ukraine? I need to start charge Ukrainian embassy for some for some commissions. Yeah, Tanya is saying no way, no way, no way, guys. Our time matters. Especially the only woman that would wait for you for years and years and years, it's a woman that doesn't have good intentions. It's a woman that wants to uh, take advantage of your stupidity. Basically, I'm just saying the truth how it is. And Tanya, tell me that is that if I'm wrong, the only woman that would wait for you is the woman that getting some benefits from you, so she can wait for 5, 10, 15 years. You're like an extra income, you are not a serious man. If we meet a man that we like, we want to be with him and and feel him in all sorts and kinds of ways. We don't want just to have this magical, this sort of illusional ghost person. Yes, sometimes you have times in life when you do not have that special person, because you are meant to go through certain seasons in your life, and sometimes you are preparing yourself for something. Sometimes you have a different mission. By any meaning, I'm not putting down men who working hard and building their business. If you building your business, you are working on your main purpose, and main purpose for the man, it's his purpose. It's what he is doing, what he's creating, what legacy he will leave, what he can give, and um, who he becomes when he works on his purpose. Man's first purpose is not chasing women or thinking about a wife. His first purpose to become the man he was supposed to be, because everything starts from there, especially for the classic way of things. All right. So that's is what I'm sharing with you. That sometimes you're just not supposed to be with somebody for a while. There is nothing wrong with that. I'm gonna share a little bit about my personal story and the different seasons. Sometimes I go to, and I'm very grateful for those seasons, because you there are some seasons that made for rebuilding, recharging, re re-evaluation of things, because it actually takes a lot of strength to not fall for things that just come in your way. Once again, it takes a lot of strength to not fall for easy things that's coming your way. Because if you are an attractive, vibrant, beautiful woman, you always, I don't care if you live in a village or you live in a desert, you always have men around you who want you, who will give you attention, who will give you time, who will try to pursue you. But it's not always, there is not always the man that was meant for you. So if you acting from desperation or loneliness, you might go for somebody or agree to somebody you really don't you just know it's not the one. You just know it. As women, uh we always know. But sometimes, because of the pressure and because people think, oh, how is that you are so beautiful, or and you're not married. A lot of women, especially when I was growing up, a lot of my girlfriends are just married, just horrible guys, just so their parents leave them alone. So if you are a decent person and you have a great life and full life, uh, listen to your heart. Whether you are a guy or a girl, listen to your heart. You can have 100 admirers, but there is not a single one that is right for you. Men usually don't get as many options unless they are super rich or famous, but still, you also might have women that are looking inviting, but they're not the one for you. You just know it. I talk to men a lot. I consult people every single day, and all those sad stories starts from, I knew she was not the one for me. So just be real with yourself. You have a chance. Everybody has a chance, but you have to be honest with your own self, and give yourself some time to answer those questions. The questions that you have inside of you. All right, I'm done. Yeah. Tanya, how did you get, and what year it was, and how did you get a tourist visa? Because a lot of people who are scamming, they say, "Oh, I have a tourist visa," but 9 out of 10, it's a lie. They get no tourist visa, and basically what they do is they are just milking the cow, and they never come because tourist visa is extremely hard to get. I don't know what year you get it, but for a single woman that does not owe a lot of things, it's hard to get. So anyway, I'm so excited to come out with a message to say that most people won't be successful. But honestly, I don't have this message to shoot you down or tell you to stop, working toward your goal. Basically, I'm sharing this for you to have a reality check. Because, when you come to the doctor and the doctor tell, oh, you're fine, you're doing great, you're doing fantastic, you're doing fabulous, but your numbers are terrible, and you maybe have some bad bacteria or virus, or you have cancer on early stage, and they're like, you're fine, you're gonna be all right, it's nothing, just ignore this, it's not hurting right now, right? So you're fine. Just go have fun. I'll see you later. I mean, yeah, it would feel like a relief because you think, okay, I'm fine. But, later you're going to pay for it. It's going to take over and it will be too late. So if you want to learn, you can learn. There is enough of free resources to learn about the culture, about the etiquette. A lot of younger men, especially, struggling with etiquette. They don't understand etiquette. They heard about flowers, but they don't know how to give the flowers. They heard about like gifts and support, but they don't know how to give it. You don't just come to a random person and say, here is $5. She will think that you're out of your mind, and she will be embarrassed. You have to learn that elegance. You have to learn how to hold yourself. Just that masculine energies that in Western world they try for you to water it down. Ukrainian Slavic women, they love the masculine energy. That's why, I don't know, I'm almost always more on the men's side because I grew up around great men. I grew up around men who would always give me the best seat, the best piece of whatever at the restaurant, the best, the hand at everything, the support, the protection through entire. Yes, I had some pain too. I had some people and some stories that I don't even want to share. I can relate to that, but that's why we have the good man to protect us from the man that did not grow up with the right values. So, well, that might explain why 97% of my viewers are men, which I am very. This is honor for me because for the most part, usually men prefer to listen to a different style of information. So thank you for listening to me. And yes, we really appreciate the masculine traits, the leader traits, the protective traits that you have. We don't want you to water it down. And that's why so many men want to come to Ukraine and want to experience that. But if you coming out as feminine, if you don't know what you're doing, if you're unsure, if you have horrible manners or you just don't have manners, you have work to do. Don't blame my videos or the ladies you meet if you just don't. You just, guys, I really cannot. I can only recommend you to watch. I can only recommend you to watch some channel with some high masculine men leaders, and that would be the answer, because I cannot really teach you how to be masculine. I can just only tell what Ukrainian women appreciate. If you are soft, if you are bendable, if you don't have the if you don't really know the um, cultural dynamics of things, you got work to do. You just not gonna be successful with a genuine woman for sure. You can meet somebody on a website, but in people do meet like that. But the problem what happens to the most guys who are doing this is that they stay on the website for ages and they pay for the website and they think that the women are genuine, but they just, guys, I'm giving you too much information, so I'm gonna stop. Yeah, Tanya already said that she's not a fan of correspondence and dates once a year, right? There is no woman that's gonna be waiting for you. It's especially women in her pride that you know that need to have some men. Trust me. If you cannot see her during the year, I mean, she must be really, really. I'll talk about this. Is really intimate. I'll talk about this on my Patreon. I don't wanna spill all my tea here today. All right. Oh, so you met him once, okay. I'm not a fan of correspondence and dates once a year. I met him, and a month later, I was already in America. Well, you're very lucky to be able to have that visa. That's really awesome. It is not just a question about trust and respect each other. Um, trust and trust grows with time. You know, don't just tell the woman, "Oh, trust me." She's not gonna trust you unless you earn that trust. I mean, or she owes you nothing to trust you. She is not gonna trust you. Trust is earned. Respect is a good thing. I think every relationship should start with respect. Okay. Somebody's saying the biggest issue right now is not going to season. It's a wait time for the visa to be approved to come to US. Well, when you are doing the K1, the fiancé visa, it's about 6 7 months after you submit. It's not that long. You can visit them at least once in while this process is going. It feels like a long time, but really, I've been through that myself, and many of my clients have been through that. You just, if that's the right person, you plan to meet at least once or several times, and before you know it, you will have your appointment at the embassy. Yeah, Renee Miranda is saying, guys, you have to go visit her at least every 3 months. I know I have been with my lady for almost 5 years. Wow. Well, yeah, you have a story, Renee, right? It's 9 12 months waiting period right now. Oh, wow. So it's longer now. Well, and plus, you need to count the I told you 7 months, but this is after you submitted all the documents, all the paperwork. So yeah, it can be 9 months to 12 months whilst so you have everything. But here is the difference, guys. Something that you miss in the point when you said, well, it's not the visit, but it's a visa. You missing a very important point. When you already working on fiancé visa, she is not just waiting for you. Oops. She is not just waiting for you in unknown when you're gonna write her. If you working on fiancé visa, it means that you met, you spent time together, you're on a different level of relationship. The woman that's really dedicated for you could wait 9 to 12 months, especially if you come inside of that time, or you meet somewhere out of Ukraine, go for vacations, for a couple of vacations together or something. She knows she's waiting for her fiance visa. She's not just sitting there that maybe he will come again. That's a huge difference. There is a big difference between being, we don't really do the girlfriend thing. I don't know. It's either like fiancé status, or you go out for a couple dates and it's over. So at least for women who value their time. Therefore, it's a huge difference. You know, when you know that the process is on a roll, you can fill the time with important things. You can go to English classes. You can, as I said, you can see each other. You know, meanwhile, at least one or several times. So, and you can do a lot of preparation before you come. So, you know, personally, I stopped working. I didn't go to work like last 6 or 7 months. It was pointless to go to work when I know big changes are coming. So I was just spending time with my family and doing my thing. Anyway, somebody asked, oh, James is you. James is asking about guys moving to Ukraine. That's a whole different video. Artur saying, I've gone twice to see my lady. I'm trying to plan another trip. Good for you. Veronica, don't you think that the cultural differences between American and British men and former Soviet women is too big to make successful relationships? Um, no, I don't. But it depends on the qualities you have. If you have traditional classic values and she has the same values, it can be successful, but it's definitely more challenging than somebody who lives next door to you. But yet again, if you appreciate the feminine and she appreciate the masculine, uh, it can be it can be a good match. And you guys need to watch some 1950s movie if you need the tutorial. But yes, I mean, you see, for some men who want to have a feminine woman, but they want her to work and they want her to be masculine, but it's just, if you know what you want, you can find it. Hey, Bronson, hi. Bronson is the lucky guy. So let's see. Okay, guys, all the other questions I'm gonna ask, I'm gonna answer in my next live video, because um, time is money. I can just make 10 videos inside of one. Steve Babin say, hey Steve, Veronica, you just highlighted one of the main reasons I'm interested in looking for a life partner from the. It's not from the Ukraine, it's actually from Ukraine. Many American women are poisoned by hyperfeminism. They really dislike men. Yes, it's very true. Unfortunately, unfortunately. Yeah, if you know, if you're from UK, it's much shorter, much closer. Zimba 599. Guys, can you get some normal names? I mean, seriously. Um, he says I write a lady on a website and she wants to come and visit me. Do I tell her no? I don't know your situation. I cannot go. I cannot go toward your personal situation. You should tell me a little bit more. You can write me an email to consultveronica@gmail.com, which is, you can find it under the video once I'm done. You can share if it's just a few details. I can give you a hint, but if you know there is a lot to look at, you'll have to request a personal service, because I cannot tell you without seeing what's going on. But if you're from US and she's from Ukraine and she wants to visit you, it doesn't look so good. Just a hint. Thanks. Somebody said not following Brexit. Well, in Britain they now have Megxit. So somebody asked me, Jeff asks me about getting married over there, blah blah blah. That's another video, guys. That's another video. Okay. Yeah, I will consider making this video about getting married over there and what the consequences are. Uh-huh. Um, Chris Hamlin is saying, I love my woman so much, but you have to love Ukraine as well. Yeah, which I do. Yes, you have to. I mean, not that you have to, you can't make yourself love something, but uh, it's hopefully it happens naturally because I don't really know how you can, you know, make yourself love somebody or a country. That would be difficult. So, all right, all right, all right. I have so many people in chat today. What's today? Thursday? Not all men are fools, dear. I'm not saying that all men are fools. I've never said that. But even though my experience sometimes tells me different, but I'm not making fun of you all. I'm trying to tell you that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can just learn something. You can just learn from the mistakes that's already been done. So anyway, guys, great seeing you today. This video was not in intentional to say, oh, it's not gonna work. But it's about making a reevaluation and just work on what you need to work. Uh, don't get discouraged from the thing I said. Just to uh, just make an honest inventory of what's going on, and you don't have to um, tell it to anybody. You can just do it for yourself, because honestly nobody cares. I'm just saying the truth. Sometimes you share things, with your friends, with your family, but they really don't care. Your videos about honest or good girl fit my friend. Okay. Well, good luck with reinventing the wheel. Yeah, Bronson, you need to get those. By the way, guys, hit the notification bell because this way you're gonna get the personal notifications when I'm online. Yeah, Bronson has a very inspiring story, and maybe you know. It makes me jealous. You better stop making this post on Facebook, Bronson, because I will block you. I'm just kidding. Of course I won't. But yes, we do have video on on my side. Yes, guys, you should watch Bronson's story. You will find it between my videos. It's a very inspiring story about real people. Can you please tell us if a man or a woman pay for the wedding? What kind of question is that? Okay, guys, I have to go. I can't take it. I can no longer take this. Bronson, thank you. Um, you got your answer. Oh my gosh. Bill Howard is saying, Veronica, we wise men all need to hear what you have to say. That's right. So, anyway, just take honest reevaluation of what you got and don't be shy to put some more work in yourself to, learn the etiquette, learn the mentality, take practical steps. Travel first, don't be this handheld baby that needs support at every step of the way, and be okay with what's happening. Sometimes you have a period or time in life when as a man is dedicated to you building yourself so you can actually take care of a lady when when it happens. You know, a lot of men getting so obsessed with chasing women that they empty their pockets, empty their hearts, and it doesn't work this way. When you live in your purpose, when you work on your business, on your passion, on your career, when you have that confidence, it's inside of you. You have that ambition you have and that purpose you have. It is very, very attractive, no matter what age you are, and you know what you do. You don't have to go and chase women. When you have opportunity to be social, when you travel, you will naturally meet people and you will create connections. The desperation is really very, very unattractive for men and for women. When you are desperate and you just keep chasing, you go about it all wrong. So that's all I have to say. From Michigan with love. I will see you very, very soon.